You are listening to Real Talk, the weekly podcast that offers you success advice and practical pointers that enable you to unlock your phenomenal power and confidently step into your full potential. I'm your host, Janice Sutherland, confidence coach, here to inspire you to have the confidence to live the life you deserve. Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Real Talk. And I'll be honest, it was inspired this week by my interview on Phenomenal Woman with Ugo Urenze, who spoke about having a unique selling proposition, what made her business stand out in real estate that she has in the UK. But in this instance, I'm not referring to the US sales USP, unique selling proposition. I'm going to look at your unique self proposition. That is recognizing what makes you unique, understanding your self-worth, appreciating your self-value, what you bring to the table. We don't normally look at it. We keep it hidden. We don't even recognize or acknowledge how special we are and the value that we bring to relationships, communities, careers, or our jobs. We have to value what we bring, and we're just as important. Because not valuing or understanding your USP is what snares us in bad relationships. It's what sabotages our thought process, leading to us making poor decisions. And for some of us, it stops us leaving bad situations or staying in poor careers and not utilising our full potential. So all in all, not recognising or understanding your USPs can be pretty damaging. Now, I had to go through the process myself. What was my USP? What was my unique self proposition? Most of us have what it takes. It's all here right now. What makes us unique is right here, right now. You just have to take time to appreciate and value you for you, and they will be revealed. And it took me a long time to comprehend and be grateful for the life that my unique self propositions have afforded me. But I'm going to let you know what they are in the hope that they may spark a little inspiration for you and get you started on defining your unique self proposition. Now, the first one is I am comfortable with who I am. I set boundaries to prioritize my happiness and needs. And that is, I don't place the responsibility of making me happy in the hands of somebody else, because I'm clear on what I will and will not accept. So I know boundaries. I don't allow myself to be pressured or guilt tripped into doing things I don't want to do. When it comes to relationships, my partner accepts me for who I am, because believe me, I have learnt the hard way, not what they want me to be. They don't expect me to change, because if I'm not good enough as I am, then they just have to leave. I was an individual before I entered the relationship and will continue to be one after. So I won't abandon the things that make me happy. So that's my friends, my hobbies, or my me time. It doesn't mean that I love them any less. It's just that they need to honour me for who I am. After all, that's what attracted them to me. And I'm fortunate, really fortunate, to have a husband that respects that. Secondly, I take full responsibility for my actions and I make zero excuses for my shortcomings. If I fall short in what I promised to deliver, then I own it. I don't blame others if I'm feeling unhappy or accuse them of making me feel a certain way. I don't blame them for my situation or view myself as a victim of other people or circumstances. I take responsibility for my choices, be they good, bad, or indifferent. And I use my mistakes, because I do make them, as an opportunity to grow and become even more fabulous. Third, I trust myself and my instinct to make the right choices, while also realising that I'm well equipped to handle the situation if things don't go according to plan. So I can follow my own path, and I'm not afraid to be wrong when I act on how I feel, and I'm totally comfortable being who I am, my authentic self. I don't need people, things, or accomplishments to validate me or to sell myself to you. I let the world discover how great I am by the interactions I have and how I treat and respect the relationships that I have in my life. Fifth, I really, really believe in who I am. I believe in me. I know I'm deserving of love, and I don't question how you feel about me. I know I'm good, I'm competent, I'm worthy, and I trust that somebody, the right person, will recognise it. You don't have to like me. There are over 7.4 billion people in this world. So I'm not going to get stressed or anxious when one person doesn't feel good about me or they're not clear. Sometimes the chemistry just isn't there. It's impossible to be all things to all men. And if you haven't taken the time to know me, then you don't know me. And there are plenty of others who do and will. 6, I am unique. There's nobody else like me. Every little imperfection in your eyes is perfection in someone else's. It's my imperfections that set me apart from everyone else and makes me memorable and special. 7, I refuse to be kept down. I bend knowing that I won't break and that life is always trying to thwart my plans, because that's the definition of life. Real talk. I choose to have a glass half full mentality, knowing that it makes me happier, wealthier, wiser. And the fact is that optimism creates opportunity and pessimism kills it. So I'm going to always be a half glass full kind of person. 8, I am independent and I would rather lead than follow. I have made the decision to follow my life's purpose, and a huge decision, knowing that when I follow my heart, I take on extra responsibility, not only for myself, but for the wider community who are waiting to be inspired to do the same. 9, I know my strengths. I don't compare myself to others around me to feel superior or inferior based on their strengths and weaknesses. I know that every individual is different and we all function differently based on our personalities. I know myself, my capacities, my limitations. I know my strengths are something that I can leverage to push myself further. But I also know that my weaknesses are not my downfall. These are areas I need to improve on. And it's not something I lack, it's just something I need to develop and build. So I accept that. And lastly, because of all the things I've just mentioned, the 9 points I've mentioned, that means I'm in control of my life and I know where I'm going. So for me, if you don't value or define your unique self proposition, then you're always going to be attracted to people or situations who don't value you either. So you have to value your USP. Confident people accept and value themselves for who they are. They embrace the good and are accepting of the not so good. As a result, they attract quality and are able to connect on a real, genuine level. One that leads to real authenticity and a healthy relationship with themselves and others. So my question for you today is, how do you define your USP, your unique self proposition? What makes you special? What are those values that are special to you? Great question. Now, if you're struggling with that, that's not a problem. Drop me a line. Let's have a chat as to how I can help you discover and define your USP, your unique self proposition. What makes you special, how valuable you are, and what you bring to the table. And I hope this podcast sparks some thinking. Take some time this week to have a think about, what it is that makes you special. Have some me time. What will you stand for? What do you not stand for? What are your values? As ever, I look forward to hearing your comments, your feedback. I really do genuinely enjoy the interaction, and I would ask you to keep on commenting, subscribing and sharing with all the phenomenal women you know. Until next time.